It's a metaphor, you see. You put the feeling things in the feels and then you just feel all the feels. Is that how it works? Metaphors? Hello, my name is Nancy and this is my channel in which I talk about books and things. And guess who watched The Fault in Our Stars, the movie, right when it came out in America on June 5th? Me. That was me. I did that. And I'm making a video today in sort of a response to Amanda's video. And it's Amanda from Nerd Girls for the Win. And it's a little bit confusing, but we're both putting out the same-ish video discussing the movie The Fault in Our Stars and sharing our feelings about them on the same day as if we're having a conversation together. If you want to go check out her video, I'll link it down below. And let's just start discussing The Fault in Our Stars in all of its gloriousness. So my overall impression of the movie is that I loved it so much. I thought it was incredibly faithful to the book. So I cried like a mofo. I was just sitting there with my eyes leaking and my nose leaking and not being able to breathe out of my nostrils. Just a lot of stuff going on in my seat. I was extremely amazed by the acting. I mean, Shailene Woodley is an incredible actress, and I know people were kind of annoyed by her because she was in that one TV show that nobody liked, but holy crap, she has proven time and time again that she is a big player as an actor. And the movie included pretty much every important detail that was in the book. As a person who is really disappointed by a lot of book-to-movie adaptations before, this is kind of strange and weird to be satisfied. I just also wanted to say that The Fault in Our Stars has been really close to my heart for a really long time. It came out 2 years ago in 2012, and I remember following John Green, you know, in his vlogs, and he was talking about how he's writing his novel and finishing it up. And I followed all of that, and I pre-ordered it in order to get it signed, so I was among the 150,000 people who pre-ordered it. And it was one of the first books I had ever gotten signed and that I had pre-ordered, and never with a book had I ever felt that I was a part of something. And that's part of the reason why that this book is really close to my heart and something that I will love forever. So now we're going to go into the spoilers of the movie. So spoilers, 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 book spoilers, movie spoilers, all the spoilers, okay? Alright. Are all the people who don't want to be spoiled gone? Cool. So there were a lot of changes that had gone on inside the movie, which is, you know, it happens because it's only like a 2-hour movie versus a book that could be however many pages long. Obviously, they have to cut a few things out. One of the major characters they cut out was Caitlin, who was Hazel's friend in the book. She kind of was significant in the beginning-ish and then kind of was significant at the end-ish. I felt like Hazel, especially in the movie, didn't have a lot of female relationships other than her mother. And I definitely think that female relationships are important, and though Caitlin wasn't a huge character in The Fault in Our Stars, I did appreciate their relationship and how they even went to do girl things by going shopping and stuff like that and talking about boys. But also, Caitlin wasn't one of those stereotypical girls who just talked about clothes and boys and superficial things, but was also a pretty good friend. And even though she could have been a better friend, I think she did the best she could. So I'm a little sad that she was cut out. Another major character that they cut out was Caroline Mathers. Caroline Mathers, if you don't remember, was Augustus's previous girlfriend who had died, I think, of brain tumor or something like that. And her being cut out kind of changes some of the dynamics in the film. For example, in the beginning, when Augustus first meets and first sees Hazel, he just stares at her for a really long time, and the context in the book of him staring at her was because she kind of resembled Caroline in a way. So it wasn't a look of lust, but it was more a look of contempt and curiosity in a way. And also we missed the part where Hazel goes online and goes to Caroline's Facebook and sees all these people who are writing all this kind of superficial and stereotypical stuff to a person once they have gone and once they have deceased. And Augustus explains the relationship between him and Caroline and saying how it was more a relationship that was based off of pity than an actual real relationship. Like before, they were in a good relationship and they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and then once the tumor started eating at her brain, she started becoming a different person and calling him, I think, Peg Leg or something like that, or Stumpy. I think it was Stumpy. He was explaining how could he break up with her just because of that. You know, he would be no better than Monica. And I'm a little sad that that had gone away, because it definitely added a different layer and explained some of the more complexities within the book and within Augustus. Also, they never actually sold the swing set, and they never brought up how it's a pedophilic and that whole funny thing. Another thing that I wish they added into the movie was the father's speech, in a way, to Hazel after Gus had died and Gus had passed away, that the universe wants to be noticed. In the book, the dad doesn't really have a huge role, but he did say that one thing, and I thought that made him more of a dynamic character and more of a round character in that way. But what they did add for the dad was the dad explaining to Gus that Hazel is not in the best of health, and I thought that was a really great addition and sort of evening out the roles between the mom and the dad and making the dad a little bit more important in the story overall. I really like what Augustus said when he was egging the car, Monica's car. That was a great moment. I really wish they added about the police part, where Monica's mother comes out and was like, "What are you kids doing?" And then Gus sort of goes on a spiel and then says, "You better go inside or else I'm gonna call the cops." And then she just went inside. That was a great moment, and he explained how if you tell them that you're going to call the cops, it sort of confuses them, and in the end they just give up. But I really like what he said anyway. Still clever, still very, very Augustus-like, so really can't complain about that. And also, we have to talk about John Green's part in the movie that got deleted. And I went on June 5th, and that was supposed to be when the deleted scene was actually added into the movie, but I didn't see it at all, which was kind of disappointing. But then I went home and then saw a pirated version of it, and I was pretty glad that I did not see that, because holy crap, John Green should not quit his day job. But yeah, if you aren't aware, John Green actually was in the movie for a little bit, but it got cut, and the scene was supposed to be with Hazel at the mall, and then Hazel sees a little girl who's really curious about the cannula tubes on her face, and Hazel lets the little girl try it out for a little bit. John Green plays the little kid's father. That was his role, and it's a good thing that was cut. Those are pretty much all the things that I wanted to say about the movie, but I kind of wanted to discuss a little bit about the box office and what this means for YA fiction to movie adaptations in the future and girls going to watch movies. So today is Wednesday, June 11th, so we got to see where the movie fell into the box office, and it got #1! Yeah! Opening weekend #1! And a lot of people didn't expect this. The Fault in Our Stars is more of an independent movie, and independent movies don't really get #1 at the box office. Those are like for bigger Hollywood productions, like the one Tom Cruise was in. That sort of got people talking and got people writing articles about it, which I think is a really great thing, because this just shows that having a really authentic community backing behind a really good story, a really good project or a piece of art is what really matters. And this brings up questions about female protagonists and what the audience really wants to see and who really holds the power in box office-ness, which are all good conversations to have, but a little bit laughable, because it's like saying that women don't have money to go and buy movie tickets and go watch movies. For a really long time, Hollywood has been making movies tailored towards men from the age of like 16 to 25, which is why we have so many Transformers movies and comic book movies and yada yada yada. Not a lot of female protagonists, that's pretty much the gist of that. And Hollywood experts kind of concluded that women would actually still go watch male movies, and men will obviously go watch male movies. Making male movies would appease all audiences, But I think it's the other way around. I think it's that there are only male movies out there, or mostly male movies out there, and women are also movie watchers, so they'll just go out and watch whatever's out there. But I'm not a movie expert, so what do I know? So for like the last year or so, because of Frozen and Maleficent and now The Fault in Our Stars, and that has been getting Hollywood a thinking and being like, maybe the audience likes female characters. Maybe. And my answer to that is yes. Yes, I think there should be really strong, brave female characters on screen because obviously women and men want to see it. And even though in The Fault in Our Stars, I think 90% of the audience was female, I think it's still important to make those kinds of movies that appeal to the female audience. Because people want that, and people demand that, and we should work on a supply and demand sort of economy rather than supplying and hoping for the best. So I'm really happy that these movies are doing well, these movies with female characters, and really strong and complex female characters at that. So I think that Hollywood is definitely shifting a little bit and trying to be more self-aware and trying to see what this whole phenomenon is. It's a phenomenon worth looking at. Now we just need some diversity in movies, but I guess that's another fight that we have to fight in another day. But anyways, that's really all I had to say about the Fault in Our Stars movie and how it did in the box office and the changes and what I thought about it and all that stuff. A lot of stuff in one video. I really hope it's under 10 minutes. Alright, I will see you later in another video, and bye!